everybody, this is Magdalene Benitez. Welcome to my show. And today I have the honor to have very special guests. So to my left here, I have Gigi Foxx,
Hello.
her husband, Alan Smith,
Hello.
and the Latin lover, Maxn.
Maxn in the house.
Gigi, we're gonna go right into this. How did you meet Alan?
I met Alan in Los Angeles, California, back in 2005, 2006 through a mutual friend. Her name, man, she passed away. May she rest in peace. Her name was Iva. And Iva introduced us at the Rainbow on the Sunset Strip.
Nice.
And Alan was looking for a singer, and I was doing singing, and she was very bubbly. And she was like, "Oh my God, light bulb, I have an idea. You guys should sing together." And so she introduced us, and we got together, we practiced, and we just clicked.
Wow. And Alan, how did it feel having Reggie sing with you? How was that like?
It's great because two people, you have a chance to do different songs and music and blend the voices. It's great. She's very talented. I mean, yeah, excellent, excellent.
Good answer. Good
Yeah,
answer.
I mean, you're talking L.A., you're talking the land of music out there. So yeah, it's always better. But I want to stress that it's hard to find somebody because there's a saying out there, everybody's a star, which is not necessarily true.
Right. And
But
you
I
got
was
lucky with Reggie.
I got lucky with her. Yeah.
Gigi.
Very.
All right, Gigi Foxx in the house, people. I keep messing her up, and I'll explain the reason why. It's because she's a personal friend of mine. So to me, she's Reggie or Regla, but she, to you guys, is Gigi Foxx.
That's my star name.
Yes.
My real name is Regla.
Mm-hmm.
And then because people had a tough time pronouncing that one, they gave me the nickname Reggie. And then I needed a name that would click in the industry, so then that's why I changed it to, and not permanently, that's my stage name, Gigi Foxx. So
Thank you for that explanation. Alan, and I have a very serious question for you. You have been in the music industry a very long time. Can you name just a few of the major artists you have worked with?
Yeah, I worked with probably the star. She's a star in her own right, Aubrey Buchanan, who is the daughter of Robbie Buchanan. Robbie Buchanan produced Bon Jovi's work, Celine Dion's work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Robbie. Well, the night that I was being auditioned, because of course they're going to audition somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So Robbie called me up and he said, I'm going to have an entourage to listen to you, and if you're not any good, Aubrey will not be singing with you. So guess who I heard in the background during that conversation? I heard Bette Midler asking who I was.
Oh, wow.
So she was warm. But the great artist out there, of course, is Slash.
Oh my gosh.
And he and I
love you, Slash.
Yeah, and when you're in his presence, which I was hanging out with him.
I was there too.
And and I got to hear about that side of what Guns N' Roses did. Interesting about their shows. So he knew of me, and of course everybody's heard of him. But just people like that. I was friends with the singer of Train, and they had and the hit song they wrote. I couldn't believe it. One night I was at the Rainbow, and he was humming a song. He was giving me a hug, and he's a friendly guy. The singer's great. He had a good voice. I was surprised how good his voice was. And I remember hearing that song on the radio a couple years later.
Wow.
But at that night he was humming it. And he was writing it. And then I was friends with I hung out with Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains, who's a world famous guitar player. But the thing is the intensity. The thing I glean from these artists is they don't mess around. There is no such thing as I'm going to practice once a week. No, Slash practices every day. or I shouldn't say practice. They play every day, but the music is, it's bred in their soul. And you know, at first I didn't take it seriously. I was like, well, you know, I'll give them a half a show. I'm not going to give my all. Why should I give my all? You know, that way of thinking. But
yeah.
but the good artists, I learned that the good artists do give their all, no matter what.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hung around a lot of good musicians.
Wow, thank you for sharing with
You're
us
welcome.
that. Wow, what an experience.
I got a question. I know you're a big The Doors fan. Right?
Yes.
Have
Yes.
you ever come close to meeting Jim Morrison?
Okay. I'll tell you how close I came to.
Now
Let's
I got
talk-
a story. Okay,
Let's
ahead.
talk about the Doors for a minute. I laid it out there in L.A. I said, hey, I can be the singer of this band, and people started. The guy that booked the Doors for their first show in L.A., which was, they played at the Whiskey A Go Go. The guy came up to me. The sound guy, he didn't. I should say he did the sound for them at the Whiskey A Go Go. He came up to me after my show, because I played a show at the Whiskey A Go Go in remembrance of the Doors. It was nothing but Doors music. The sound guy was like 70. Because I said, hey, were you around when Morrison was around? I said, Alan. He knew my name. He came up to me and said, Alan, I've been here on this stage since the Doors played. You're the only one out of all of these people that have tried to sing their music. You remind me of Jim. And he got back to the owner of the club.
Wow.
Got back to
that's
the
a big-
got back
that's a
to the
big
owner
deal.
of the whiskey. So Ray Manzarek, who was the keyboard player of the Doors, he actually listened to Gigi and myself play. He liked our stuff. So then I thought, you know, I can step in and do this. And I would have popped the question to Ray. I think Ray would have gone with it. The keyboard player would have said, Alan, come on, let's do a tour together. Guess what happened?
Oh.
The craziest thing happened. He started knowing who we were, and he called Gigi on the phone, said, I like your compilations. And then like 6 months later, he passed away.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what so now,
Wow.
yes, I'm all over the country. I'm considered I'm at the top right now in the country. I'm at the very top of doing Doors music. And Val Kilmer, the one that did the movie, he can't sing anymore because I don't know if you heard what happened to him.
Yep.
He had a tracheotomy.
Yep.
Yeah, he had throat cancer.
Oh, wow.
Once you have that, you can't sing again
Can't
because
come back.
it messes your
Mhm.
vocal cords up. But I will say how close I came. The sound guy said, Alan, grow a beard. You're Jim. And the crazy thing is what I did the first time I sang Doors music. I did the same thing Jim did. I actually did not face the audience.
Wow.
Because the sound guy said, Alan, that first song you did, why didn't you face I had my back to the audience, and the sound guy said, Jim did that. So I started getting recollections of what Jim would do. So then the owner of the club that booked them, a guy named Mario, who owned the whiskey, one day he came up to me and he said, Alan, I can get you in. I can get you in. I can get you anywhere in the city where you want to sing and play. Well then, so then what happened was, yeah, we have a following, and we also have a good Facebook following with our Doors music. But once Ray passed away, now the equation has shifted.
Right.
Now,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, but I'll tell you what, the best person to sit in on keyboard is right here.
Yes.
Gigi Foxx is yes. Now imagine just bringing, you could bring both of us in and actually have that band back. But I will say something, because I did meet Robbie at the Venetian.
Yep.
Backstage. I met Robbie and talked to him. Okay,
Really nice
so
guy.
here's the problem. They have a contract that is binding. It's a binding contract. The Doors can never be called the Doors.
But the thing is, like he said, they have a binding contract that they can't just be called the Doors. So when I started playing, Light My Fire, I got an email from Ray Manzarek, may he rest in peace, to call him. And I know him. So I called him up and he goes, where did you learn that rendition of Light My Fire? You play the whole entire scale. I'm like, Ray, what are you talking about? He used a few choice words, which we're not going to use here. But I go, what do you mean? He goes, you play the scale. I cheat the scale. I'm like, well, it's right there. All you have to do is the scale's right there. And he goes, I'm impressed. You're a female. Because he goes, I've heard males do it. I've seen males do it. And they play it like me. But you play it kind of just like me, but you add your own spin to it. And I like it. He goes, don't change it. So I was like telling Ellen, oh my God.
Wow.
He says,
wow.
and that's his original
It's an
song.
honor, and then
So, yeah.
I might add that he liked our vocals, but I there is something that has come to me though. I believe, and I'll find out. Well, I'll find out when we get to the other side, because the Doors had a song called "Break On Through," where you break on through to the other side. We don't know, when we pass, but I believe that there are spirits around us, and I believe that Morrison has been an influence, and I'm talking about more the spiritual side. But I believe that around us, I've always held the belief that there are spirits around us.
Okay.
In other words, you can be whomever you want to be, because those spirits that are gone, or those people that are gone, including Jim, I believe that the spirit that certain people, they guide. I believe that all of us might have,
We continue on.
that we continue on with their legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And can I add one thing? You're talking about when you play a Doors song, you're talking about a major legacy. It's not just a simple. You're talking about Jim Morrison vocals, considered one of the top ever to ever sing. Then you're talking about one of the world's best keyboardists. Now Robbie is in the top 100 as one of the greatest. You're talking about great artists.
Yeah.
Maxn, I'd like to ask, who influenced you into music?
That's not going to be very hard at all. I'm going to tell you
Give me
what.
at least 3.
I'm going to give you as many as you want, but we're going to give you 3 first.
Okay.
Sure. Tom Jones. I know you're not going to believe it,
Why?
but Tom Jones.
Tom Jones, okay.
Yeah, I love Tom
Tom Jones is my top male.
Mm-hmm.
My second is John Cicada,
Nice.
right? But it all broke through for me with Kiss.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it.
With Kiss. 1974, to be
Oh,
exact.
talk to me.
Now tell me the reasons why those 3 people.
Tom Jones is because he carried himself as a gentleman, right? And he was always elegant.
Mm-hmm.
And at that age, I didn't put a human being singing like that together. I was just a kid. But just to listen to him, I'm like, how does he remember all these words, right? Because at first I was in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, math class, right? But yeah, how do you remember to sing these lyrics or even come up with them, for this music? John Cicada was later on, and he was, when he was with Gloria Estefan and Miami Sound Machine, and then he went on his own.
Yep.
It was just more, for that, it was like, oh shoot, I could do that. I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was just with with
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones. I'm sorry, I just went blank over
No
that. I just got excited, people. I just got excited. Because of how he presented himself, carried himself, you know what I'm saying? And now here was John Cicada, right? And 2 individuals, right? But before that, in 1974, it was when Kiss came into the scene. I was blown away with the makeup. At first, I was so scared of them, right? No, I was.
You were scared of them?
Because here are these guys that you never saw their face, and when they had no makeup, they always covering their face, and everywhere they went, right? When I learned in 1975, when I got my first, I didn't get my first CD. Not CD, cassette. Actually, they were
8-track.
8-track back then.
Album 8-track.
But when I first got out, some music.
I wish you had that 8-track.
Oh my God, yes.
Money.
That thing started unwinding and ripped. But anyway, so I think I was intrigued by the whole package. not just the songs. You know what I'm saying? The song was
The
just
whole
the
package.
carriage. You know, the makeup, the fire,
The theatrics.
you know, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, and I was
theatrics,
listening
yeah.
to if I may say this,
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to Paul Stanley one day talk. He says, "Man, when we started, these people didn't know what we were doing. So you see 100 speakers, only 4 work, but they build other ones to make it, and they crank the volume louder
Yep.
to make it look like all these speakers were working. You know, so they
Yeah.
have fake speakers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they have the fake speakers in the bottom and the
Hilarious.
real ones on top. So like that, people think that they were all real.
Right.
And I'm like, why? What? How can you get away? Young, right? How can you get away with that? I mean, that sounds like crazy. But now in the age, we're all doing something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You want to hear some trivia?
So he, so you have Paul Stanley, Ace
Mhm.
Frehley, Peter Criss, and Gene Simmons,
Right.
which changed a lot of people's world. You know what I'm saying? Because what we got to remember is that they were these famous people, groups, right? They were us before we gave them the power to be who they are now.
Right.
Because we make the bands. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta keep that in mind as well, and supporting local bands, because you
Absolutely.
never know where they go. Just like us, it's just
How about you, Regla? Who inspired you? Who motivated you?
Wow. Me, it started with my brother actually had a collection of different albums. It started first with the band Heart.
oh
The
yes.
fact that they were girls and they rock. Because my mom was like, yeah, if you want to play rock music, that's fine, but they're guys. And even as a little kid, and I was like maybe 3-4 years old.
Your brother liked that kind of music?
Oh yeah, my brother had the Eagles. He had Kiss.
Mm.
He had
Wow.
who else? The New York Dolls. He had, you name it, Pink Floyd, you name it.
Wow.
So whenever he would go out, I would raid his room, and every album that he had, Led Zeppelin, Sabbath, T-Rex, all that stuff, I would play it. And then the heavy guitars, like dun, 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 and the drums. And every fiber of my being, even at that young age, just loved it. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? I was like, I want to do that. I'm going to do that somehow. And my mom would be like, yeah, but there's no girls. And I said, you know what? Yeah, there is. There's got to be girls. And bless my brother's heart, he brings the Heart album and he says, put that on. Girls do this too. And when I heard Ann and Nancy Wilson play Barracuda, like dun 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 dun, I was like, oh yeah, girls do this. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
And just a lot of people have influenced me. Celia Cruz, who's a salsa goddess, influenced me. Tina Turner, Heart, of course, The Runaways, Joan Jett, and I just like got addicted to music ever since. It became like a fiber, like a part of my being, like breathing. So when I was a kid, you and I grew up together practically.
Yeah.
We've known each other since middle school.
Yes.
And I've always been like the Energizer Bunny. I just keep going and going. And so my mom saw me at a party one time, and there was this beautiful white grand piano. And these little kids were banging on it. So I grabbed one little kid, pushed him away. I'm like, that's not how you play it. This is how you play it. And I'm just making up my own music. And I would not let anybody touch that piano unless they knew how to play it. So a lot of the kids stayed away from that piano. And my mother goes, So my mother buys me this organ that you plug in, and it sounded like an air conditioner. It would go. I had this, like I'm starting a car in the winter. I had to like warm up. And then the notes would play. And I think I played that thing until it broke.
Wow.
I was always on that thing, making up my own music, singing my own songs, and my mother's probably thinking I'm nuts. But I'd be on that thing constantly. I never like banged on it or anything. I took extremely good care of it. And then, fast forward to when I was 7, my mom and my aunt put me in piano lessons. So then that's when the ball started rolling. And then from there it went, when I got into junior high and high school, then I started joining rock bands and started covering, Live Wire by Motley Crue, Piece of Your Action, Barracuda by Heart, started covering all those songs. So I got bit by the music bug at a very, very young age.
How about you, Alan? Who influenced you?
Well, number one is the Doors.
I figured you would say
that. I swear to God that this. In fact, I'll spend hours just looking at old concerts, but the mysticism of the show. Go back to when these guys were growing up. Go back to when they were making this music.
Mm-hmm.
Now they didn't have the internet. Okay, they didn't have the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have cell phones, and they had one thing, only one thing. They had a tube TV. So anything they created, and by the way, the mixers and the equipment they had, it miles away from what they have today. I mean,
It's all organic.
so.
Yep. It was
So
organic.
kind of what I'm getting is they influence me because listen to the sound.
Mhm.
Today, if you don't have things to auto tune, and then you have to mix in the studio, these guys can get on stage and play. So that's what still influences me, that they can grab a guitar like we're going to do in a few minutes and play and sing. And we have no problems doing that.
Max.
And we don't need an auto tuner.
Maxon, I
Yes.
want to ask you, are there any future plans? And you've been a performer ever since I met you.
Yes.
And
And it's been a pleasure to know you. Actually, I've known you earlier.
Yeah.
All this time.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, he's known us since he could write a book.
You have been an inspiration to me, and I'll tell you why. Because you keep that passion on fire. I mean, I've seen you in action, and I think it's time that you let the people know what you're all about. I mean, you're just such an amazing performer. I mean, I wish
Thank
I could
you.
explain to you guys what I'm talking
Mhm.
about. I've seen this man in action, and he puts on a show, people. So I want you to come back to that, but that's what I want. I want to know, can we tell our audience that yes or nay, that something might be coming up soon, where they can actually search it and you will come on and play? Your
Well,
name.
yeah, you can say yes. Because the last performance that we had over your
Mhm.
aunt's house, I got a couple of hits to, hey, we just saw you. Where you been? Are you going to be doing anything soon?
Oh,
we
you
just-
never told me
Yeah.
that.
And I apologize. We haven't got a chance to really talk like that since for a while now. But yeah, so they have, and I've been pulling out some old tunes and working on some new tunes.
Your lyrics,
Um,
by the way, are amazing.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
The message you always
Yeah, the
have
lyrics are
in
good.
your lyrics, are so moving and so, how could I put it, so touching. Like it's about emotions that you would think a guy wouldn't put out there, but
Mhm.
you put it out there, and
Yeah.
much respect for that.
Thank you, Tom Jones.
In English and Spanish, both you translate that passion, that love,
Wow.
and you're not afraid to be a little emotional in your lyrics, and I appreciate that. I really do. So I am happy to hear that.
Yeah. So the only thing now is because
COVID.
COVID, is deciding how long can we wait?
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to be a live concert or it's going to be a concert pre-recorded, and to show as clips or as a whole on Facebook or your channel or whatever, however we do it. But that's the question right now.
But another question: are you going to release at least a single? Start with a single. Can you do that?
I would have to. I can't answer that question right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I've been looking into doing a live performance, but then COVID came back around, so now I'm not sure if we're going to do a live performance or record it, and then put it out. I'm not sure how we're doing it, but
You do
as a
have-
single, I'm not sure about that.
Can I
yet.
just let you know?
Sure,
I'm
absolutely.
putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm on the spot. Where's the spotlight?
But your material, in case no one has told you this, and if they said no to you, they're lying to you.
Okay.
Your product is very marketable, and you really have
It is.
a fan base out there. And I think it's time that you should make it available to them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm
some-
gonna make my best. I'm gonna
Because
try
it's
my
not,
best.
sometimes when you are an artist, sometimes it's not even about you. I think you kind of feel like you owe something to the people,
Mhm.
you know?
You can do
I
a
was
Facebook
recommending the
Live, you can
Facebook
do
Live.
a TikTok Live.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
that's
Yeah.
Because they wanted us to start playing out. Actually, we had to turn down a few shows because
A whole
of
bunch.
the whole pandemic thing.
That's being responsible.
So then one of the
Yeah.
things I said to Alan
12
was,
shows.
we did that live all together this
Right.
past summer.
Right.
And I said to Alan, why don't we start doing those lives?
Mhm.
So I said, let's try it. Let's see what happens. And we started getting a lot of viewers. They wanted to hear our original music, which those of you watching, thank you so much for your love and support on our original music. Greatly appreciated. And we would, talk with them. They would write questions or say
I do
hi
it
or
with you
whatever.
all the time. I
Yeah,
watch your
and
shows
you
left and
and
right.
you
Oh,
would be on there
Max.
all the time, Max.
Max
you
was
were
one-
you were on there too.
Yeah, you
responded
were.
to us,
Because
so
we said
you
we're
can
talking
always,
to you.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can always do lives
It's coming back to me now.
Yeah.
until eventually this pandemic goes back to hell where it belongs.
But I like that
Yeah.
idea that the Facebook Live,
Facebook
And the
Live.
TikTok,
which
yeah.
by the way you guys do an awesome job
Thank
doing it.
you.
Yep.
I
you.
think that's
Yeah.
I didn't even click on me until you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do something.
So you
like
can
that.
and let me tell you that. Remember, I had my Facebook Live, your Facebook Live
Yep.
when we all performed together in Bridgeport. A lot of people liked your stuff. They
Yeah.
liked your stuff. They liked Alan's and mine, obviously.
Yeah.
But they really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
So, and it's like, because of the pandemic right now, a lot of things, they want to try to get things going, but unfortunately, they end up sometimes closing it for safety issues. So you can always just, go live,
Yeah.
right?
So before you ask another question, I'm just going to tell you now. Yes, I will. And now that I hear about the Facebook, I'm going to work on something. All right, I'm going to work on something, and if it's not a whole concert, I'll start doing the same things they're Alan and Gigi are doing,
15,
and
you
doing
can do a half
performances
hour,
here and
15
there.
minutes,
You know
an
what I'm saying?
hour.
I think that's pretty
yeah.
cool. And as far as recording, I'm down for it. I just got to talk to my
You just gotta
producer.
start with one.
Song.
Yep.
Yeah.
One. That's it. One thing at a time. We're not talking about going in there. Don't do like I did. I spent 20 years recording, and then 20 years later releasing one at a time.
Yeah.
I kind of did the whole thing backwards, but I've learned so much, and I don't regret it. I have no regrets, but I did learn a lot. So, to my viewers, I wanna extend a comment, and I know that you guys must be like, well, who are these people? Who's Magdalene Benitez? Who's Maxn? Who's Alan? Who's Gigi Foxx? All right, we're normal people, just like you, your next door neighbor. And one of the reasons for this interview is to inspire and motivate people, no matter what age, no matter what race, no matter what culture, no matter who has said anything to you that might be a negative comment. This is to inspire you, to motivate you, to let you know that you're not to stop your dream. You owe that to yourself. I think if anything, you're responsible for yourself in life. And if God placed a dream in your heart, you should fulfill that. All right? So don't stop dreaming, people. And on that note, I will leave you with Gigi Foxx and Alan Smith performing one of their originals.
No, right on.
Well,
I'm part of the crew.
This song is called Creator. This is one of our originals. Walking near the moon, spinning towards the
Indeed.
guys, for joining me today,
Thank you.
for playing this beautiful, beautiful song. I mean,
Thank you.
It really, I got emotional there for a minute. Maxon, thank you for always thinking outside the box and bringing that.
Maxon
Yeah.
is the man.
That's great that you did that. Thank you.
Maxon, I mean, I can't tell you. He's been my lifesaver last couple of
Maxon
years.
is the man. You know what? When we shoot a music video, I want you to do it.
Actually, I was just going to talk to you about that because I know you guys are recording a new album, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
originals, right?
Yep,
Yes, of
all
course,
right.
yep.
And one of the songs that we spoke
Forbidden
about,
Fruit?
yeah, we want. I would definitely want to work on you with that video.
I have
Yes.
some ideas for that. I'll be
Because
willing to share.
he not only is a great singer, a great performer, but he is an excellent videographer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got Martin Scorsese beat. Sorry.
No, maybe not beat,
Amazing.
but I'm in the
Well, he's
neighborhood.
up there with Martin Scorsese, put it that way.
Well, thank you guys so much for
Thank
joining
you.
me.
Thanks for
having
It's
us,
such a
Mac.
Thank you for
pleasure.
having us.
Seriously,
Thank
it was
you.
a better turnout than what I thought. I mean, I was happy that you guys were joining my show, but this was spectacular. I
Thank
felt
you.
like I was front row there, like, oh my God.
And no auto-tune, no
Yeah,
auto-tune.
no
auto-tune.
That's right, baby. Thank you guys for joining me. This is the Magdalene Benitez
Thank you, guys.
show. And before I forget, where can they hear your music? Just share.
They can, if you Google Gigi Foxx, all my social media outlets show up. I'm on Facebook under Gigi Foxx. I also have Gigi Foxx Music, YouTube Gigi Foxx, TikTok Gigi Foxx Music, and Instagram. It's G1G1FOXX. So that's you can find us there. But if you just Google Gigi Foxx, all of the Reverb Nation, YouTube, all my pages pop up.
Quick question for the audience, because you have fans out there. Will they be able to purchase your stuff sometime in the future soon?
Yes, they will.
Awesome.
Yes, they
awesome,
will. We're
awesome.
going to be putting out merchandise. We're going to be putting our music out there.
There you go, people. You ask, you shall receive.
And feel free to follow me on those, those social media outlets. You can say that you heard me here. Feel free to join our lives. We go live on Sundays around like 7:00
Nice.
Central Time, which would be 8:00 here in the East Coast. We interact and we play our own music. So I'd love to have you. Love to see you there.
I'd like to know.
Ooh,
Oh,
wow.
now I want to go.
Oh my God! You just humbled me. Oh my God! You're gonna make me cry. See, because
Oh,
whenever someone like sings my lyrics back to me or lyrics back, oh my God!
That was awesome.
It
That was awesome.
humbles me so
Right?
much when people sing my lyrics back to me. I've had that done like a lot of times, like the song "Forbidden Fruit," like when you sang it back to me, and other people have sang my lyrics, his lyrics. It humbles me when people do that. So thank you so much, because you just like sent a beautiful chill through my body. Thank you. That just humbles me.
And then remember one thing. I got a compliment today about I put a clip of I wrote a clip about Meatloaf, the one who passed,
Yes.
and I think it's important.
Yes.
Yes,
I think it's
We love Meatloaf. Yeah.
I got a nice compliment today that I like to remember the rock stars and musicians who have passed, and we got to remember that we're building on that.
That's
Mhm.
right. That's
Correct.
right. We are.
So
That is
we're all
keeping it
building
going.
on
That's right.
on that.
And I just want to say, Alan has broken me out of my shell because before I never played my own music to anybody. So he was kind of the one that was the mama bird that pushed me off the tree ledge and told me I can fly.
Nice.
So I really appreciate Alan for that.
He believed in you.
Yes.
Yep.
And,
That's all we need sometimes. Just one individual to
Yep.
say, I believe in you.
and you
know?
got to believe in yourself. And
Absolutely.
Magdalene has been an
Oh,
inspiration in
that's
my
right.
life, as well as Maxon. So,
Thank you.
don't give up on any dream that you have.
That's right, people.
And it doesn't matter, age doesn't matter. There's a time and a season for everybody and for everything.
Amen. Amen.
So if that is in you, like, to me, music, is just always drawing me back to it, then do it. Do it and have fun with it. It's in there for a reason. You have it to share it with the world.
And you know what? After years go by, at least you'll have that story to tell.
Mhm.
I did this, I did that,
Yes.
I tried ABC, it didn't work out. Like I didn't end up being like, I don't know who I want to say, who's big time now, Beyonce or something like
Mhm.
that. But you can be an inspiration to that little cousin because
Oh, yeah.
you didn't stop giving up. You tried it all. You
But
know?
I'm gonna be a Beyonce. Oh yeah.
Did you Did you ever hear the saying though? There's an interesting saying that our lives begin with a song, and our lives end with a song.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I remember, I remember that people. I mean, I'm not sure what age I was. I was 1 or 2, but I remember people singing to me.
Mhm. I don't know if
So
I'll
it's
be
interesting.
Beyonce, but I will make it too.
There you go.
Oh yeah, we're
Good
gonna make
night,
it. Yes, we're
everybody,
gonna make
thank you
it.
for joining
Good night.
me.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you guys.
Yup, love.
Bye.